what we got here is a relatively interesting part. What makes it, obviously, you understand. Let's go into these views here. Let's go into here. What makes it interesting, obviously, is that that slot is tapered, right?
Right.
That,
I definitely had a problem.
Yeah, this area right here is tapered. So, as you know, there's more than one way to do anything. So I'm just going to show you the way I did it. And as far as the accuracy, it came out like right on the money. So here I'm going to just go through the motions and show you. Let's go this to shaded view so you can see that. Okay, the first thing I did is, you see these curves here?
Yes.
Okay. What I did was I offsetted these edges along here. Okay.
On the inside?
Yeah.
The very outside, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
On the outside edge, yeah.
Yeah, because they represent the taper all the way to the center. Okay. So I offsetted them out, and that's this curve here. Okay. And then did the same thing on the other side. That's this curve here. Do you understand what I did?
So you did the offset on the outside, and then you did the offset on the inside as well.
Yeah, I did this one offset, and I did this side offset to get these two curves. And if you look at this in, let's say, look at this, and then let's make that a shaded. You can't see it in the shaded, so let's make it wireframe. Okay, you're not going to be able to see it there either, I don't believe. So let's just select this. Okay. You see that it has the slope in it. Okay. The curve. So that's what we wanted. What I'm going to do there is I'm going to drive a tool using an engraving operation. Okay. And then that way the tool will cut this whole shelf. Okay. But that's the last operation. And what I did, in order to make sure that my start and end points were right, because I want to start out here in the hole, right, and come this way. So what I did there, are you familiar with regions?
No.
Okay. So what I did was, for the ramp, I created two regions for each hole. The first two, I'm just looking at this one hole. So you see on this first region, see the start point is here. It's pointing this way. And on the second one, the start point is here and pointing that way. And you just use this, with the, let's go up here. To create those regions, you would just use the curves that we'd already created. Okay. So what that's going to do is, when I do my engraving, it's going to make sure that it starts here, goes around to the end, starts here, and goes around to the end, so to clear that off. So basically what I did was started off with a drill. I just basically want to do a spot drill. Okay. And then I'm going to do a deep drill with that's a drill 14. I believe you had a drill was at 14 millimeters diameter. I used what's in your tool library as much as I could.
Okay.
So basically, I'm drilling a through hole to get access right here. Okay.
Right.
Then we're going to do the horizontal roughing. Let's go look at this. So I just picked this top perimeter for the roughing.
Yep.
We're going to use, this one actually uses a 9.5 flat mill that you have.
So on basically all of these tools this material is B10.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to use the black carbon.
Mm-hmm.
4-6.
Okay. Well, when you do it yourself, and you can obviously just change the tools and change the feeds and speeds, etc. But the strategy is all going to be the same. So basically, I'm doing a horizontal roughing. I'm using a 9.5 diameter flat mill, and for the control geometry, I'm also creating a start point right here in the center because this is already drilled out, okay? So we're just using some standard parameters, offset, cut pattern, 25% step over, leaving a 0.5 millimeter stock, and we're doing, we have a top and a bottom set for where the cutters, you know, where the tool first level is and where the last level is, okay? Because I don't need to cut way down in here. I'm just cutting up, actually, I'm just cutting in the bottom. Let's go ahead and generate that and look at the tool path. Yeah, it's just cutting in the bottom area. So let's go ahead and simulate what we got so far. So we're gonna do this, and we're gonna play that. So there's our access. We're gonna do a deep drill. So there's our hole access. Then we're gonna do our roughing. Okay, so this is what we got after the roughing, okay? So you can see, you know, this is just a flat area right now. Everything is roughed out. So then we go down and we do the pocket for the bottom area, okay? And again, in the pocketing, we just used your smaller 6.3, and we're leaving 0.2 on the sidewalls, okay? So let's go ahead and generate that, and let's go ahead and simulate that.
And why do you leave the 0.2 on the sidewall?
I'm going to come around with a finishing pass because this is two different cut areas, and you may see some witness lines up here when you cut this area versus cutting this area. So I'm going to go in there with a profile and one clean pass all the way around. That's this one here.
I got you.
So we'll just slow that down. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So it's going to make one real clean sidewalls all the way around it, top and bottom.
Awesome, that's nice.
Okay. And then it also goes past the start point, and this will clean up any witness lines inside. So now here comes the interesting one, the graving. What this is going to do, like I mentioned previously, it's going to start here, go all the way around, and do all of your contoured surface there. So let's go ahead and simulate that. Well, let's pause that for a second. Well, I don't have that. So here's the finishing on the shelf. So it's going up that slope, it's going around, and then it's going down the slope. So what you see, let's turn the tool off, is a nice clean sloped slot. You can see the tool mark right there where it starts going down.
Yeah.
And let's look at this on a front view, or see if we can see it on a front view good. Here's your contoured curves that it's following. That's one way to do it. That to me was a pretty accurate way of doing it. Let's go simulate.
Now it also has the other side on, right? That I'd have to flip the part over.
Yeah, I didn't mess with the other side. The other side doesn't have anything fancy on it. There's just pockets underneath. Was there any sloped areas down under there? Okay, so you just got these areas over here. This whole thing is being cut out, so that's done. You just do your counterbore holes. And if you want to verify that, we should still have this simulation. No. Let's just simulate it real fast. Okay. So there's your bottom half all the way through, and then your top half.
So I do not need to flip it?
Oh, you do. You got other features down there. You got a machine. You got these.
Yeah.
So you will have to flip it, but you won't have to flip it for these slots. Those slots are done.
Okay.
So all you got to do is these 4 counter bore sunk holes. Okay. Does that make sense?
It does, but I also don't know how to do that.
What's that? Do what?
To countersink the hole.
Okay. Well, let's just.
It's one tool that I can normally use for all this material. It's that G10. It's extremely hard.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I use only that same.
Okay. Well, while we're on the phone, let's just flip it over with another setup. You're running. Let me double check. Are you on the Pro configuration? I believe you are.
Sure.
Okay. Okay. So let's just flip it over, do another setup. Let's turn okay, so there's our axes. And we're just gonna go another setup.
So I think when I send it to you, I think one side is one way and the other side is the other way.
Oh, yeah, there it is right there. I see what you're saying. Well, you understand about how to redo the setup for the other side. So